What is up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. It has been a minute since I've uploaded. I apologize for that. Just been extremely busy with work and a bunch of other projects I've been doing, but I definitely want to make this video for you today. So for today's video, probably already recognized by the title, but kind of want to do a little bit of driving around in the truck, show you what it's like daily driving a 6.0, go through some of the positives and the negatives, in my opinion, daily driving a POWERSTROKE. So let's get right to it. So it's summer here in Michigan, well, Michigan, Ohio region, I'd say now. As far as the wait to start warming up the glow plugs, doesn't take long with it being nice and muggy out, but in the winter it takes probably 30 seconds. I like to cycle the glow plugs 2 or 3 times when it's really cold. Just helps heat everything up so you're not doing any damage to the truck or things like that. So let's go for a ride. Get my seatbelt on here so we're not bugged by that dinging. I've been daily driving this truck ever since I bought it. It's about 2.5 years ago. Looks like it might rain, but see if we can drive for a little bit with the windows down. It's one of my favorite things about daily driving a 6.0 is obviously listening to that turbo screen. Can't beat the sound of a 6.0, that's what I always say. My truck is lifted. It's got a 4.5-inch rough country lift, and I'm on 35 12.5 Toyo MT tires. So the ride of the truck, it's compromised a bit with the truck being lifted, but overall it's not really that bad. Rough country is one of the lower end lifts. Well, and honestly, it's probably the cheapest lift you can buy for this truck. So you can't expect it to drive like a Cadillac, but you know, for the price you pay and how easy it is to get these lifts installed, you really can't beat it. So I got the AC going right now, that way you can hear me talk and I can have the windows up. AC in this truck works really well. I did have to recharge it when I first got the truck, but that was, you know, over 2 years ago, and I haven't had to touch it since. And it blows really cool air out. On the days where it's really hot, you know, the heat index is well over 100 degrees. It is not as cool. It takes a little bit longer for it to get cool, but still not too bad. I know I already said it, but honestly my favorite part about driving this truck is just listening to it. So as far as fuel mileage with this truck, it's all going to depend on how you drive it and, you know, the tune that you have on the truck. I run Looney Tune from Quick Tricks, I'm sure most of you know. And I drive mostly, I say it's 50-50. I drive some highway, some city, it all depends. My work commute is about half and half. And in the summer when I don't really have to let the truck warm up a whole lot, I can get about 500 miles on a tank of fuel, which isn't too bad. Again, the truck being lifted and bigger tires, you're gonna lose on fuel mileage, but about 500 miles on a 38-gallon tank. So I mean, I'm getting roughly between 13 and 15 miles to the gallon. Now I could drive it a lot easier. I could probably get 16 to 17, but what fun would that be? Filling up the tank. With the amount of driving I do right now, I'm filling my tank up about every 10 to 14 days. And around our area, I get my fuel from Kroger, so we do a lot of shopping at Kroger, so we can use the Kroger points and get a pretty good discount on gas and fuel. So I can pay usually around $2.15 to $2.35, somewhere in there is where it usually runs. And if I'm filling up at a quarter or under a quarter, it's going to cost me between $65 and $75 to fill up my tank. So when you break it down, I mean, I'm paying $35 a week on fuel, which I really can't complain about. It's not too bad for being a lifted diesel. This truck will get up and go. Looney Tune's a great tune, puts out a lot of power, so it's not very hard to break the tires loose. I'm just going to kind of roll into it here and give you a little demonstration. And no, that was not full throttle. That was rolling into about 75%. And this tune easily broke loose these 35s. So you can see why I was kind of confused when my truck dynoed at under 300 horsepower. I knew there was something wrong with that tune. But like I said, I'd like to get it back to the dyno with this tune on it and see what it can do. I kind of covered this in my exhaust video, but I'm running the 4-inch. I have 4-inch straight pipe and the 6-inch tip, and it's an axle dump. So the interior, as you're riding, it's pretty noisy. It's not as loud as the stack, but once you get in overdrive and you're just cruising along at 55, it's really not too bad. You hear the tires more than you hear the exhaust when you're just cruising at 55. And obviously this is with the windows down, so it's going to be even louder. I don't really want to stick the camera out the window, but to hear the tires humming. You're going to have that on any truck with big tires. Then if I roll the windows up, you can kind of see the static hum of the turbo and the motor itself. So it's not too bad. Ford really insulated these trucks really well. Now going through drive-thrus sucks. Usually if I'm going to any place with a drive-thru, I usually just go inside. For one, the truck's lifted with the negative 44 wheels, so it's a pretty tight fit in most drive-thrus. And just the sound of the motor idling, it's usually too loud for the person working at the restaurant to hear me, or for me to hear them. So I really don't like shutting my truck off and turning it back on a whole lot, so because that's really the only way you're going to hear them, and they're going to hear you. So I usually just go inside. So overall, let's recap. Daily driving a 6.0 POWERSTROKE, a lifted 6.0 POWERSTROKE that is straight piped. It is extremely fun. This truck has been, yes, the head gaskets went, but I anticipated that and I was prepared for that. But other than that, other than just normal maintenance that you're going to have on basically any vehicle, the truck has been extremely dependable. Even here in our extremely cold Michigans, we get days where it's 0 or negative degrees. The wind chill's negative 30. I do plug the truck in on those nights, or at least I try to, but there are some nights where I just didn't have the outlet for it, and I wasn't able to, so, but the truck still started for me. The truck has never quit running on me. Gets good fuel mileage. Would get even better fuel mileage if I wasn't lifted on big tires. Truck's comfortable to drive. Even when I was leveled on the 35s, still was great. Felt like stock. And now that I'm lifted, it's gotten a little bit worse, but still, I've been in trucks that have ridden a lot worse than this one does. So if you are thinking about getting a 6.0 and making it your daily driver, I would be all in for you. Railroad checks, though, they do suck. If you are going to lift it, I would highly recommend getting the steering stabilizers. I did drive the truck for about a week without it, and once I did get it put on, huge difference. Definitely worth it when you're lifting your truck. But anyway, back to the 6.0. If you're thinking about getting one, go for it. Just try to find one that's already had all the work done for you. It saves you a lot of headaches, saves you a lot of money in the long run. I didn't do that, but if I were to go back, that's definitely what I would look for. This truck just happened to be really close to me. It was a great deal, and the truck was in really good shape when I first bought it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope if you are contemplating getting a 6.0 and using it as a daily driver, this helps your decision. If you have any questions for me, feel free to leave a comment or message me on Instagram. That's where I'm on most of the time. My Instagram is the same as my YouTube channel. It's at allhail6.0. So if you have any questions, comments, please leave them. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.